Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Hollywood Next presents Pieces of the Puzzle. So hey y'all, everybody, check it out. So James Mason, his information about his federal case has finally been revealed that they basically is throwing it out with a little bit of stipulations. So in an article, it reads R. Kelly's ex manager has terroristic threats case thrown out. So y'all all been following this case. Y'all already know James Mason was R. Kelly's former manager. Okay, so R. Kelly's former manager, Henry James Mason, will have his terroristic threats case dismissed after he agreed to stay away from R. Kelly's girlfriends, Joycelyn Savage, and her family. A spokesperson for the Henry County DA's office tells TMZ the case against Mr. Mason was dismissed last month in exchange for him agreeing to a permanent protective order that prohibits him from having any contact with Kelly's girlfriend, her father, and their family. In addition to the spokesperson tells us the victim also signed a permanent protective order not to contact Mason. We reported in 2019 that Mason was accused of threatening the father of Joycelyn Savage, one of the women featured in the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. The incident, which allegedly took place in May 2018, was reported by Timothy Savage to Henry County's police. Savage claimed at the time that his daughter was being held against her will by Kelly, and Mason threatened him for speaking out about it. In an incident reported obtained by CNN, Timothy Savage stated that Mason said, I'm going to do harm to you and your family. When I see you, I'm going to get you. I'm going to effing kill you. Joycelyn Savage family claims she was manipulated by him into cutting off contact with the outside world. Joycelyn denied this and allegedly continues to be blindly loyal to the disgraced singer. She responded in a video released in 2017 in which she denied being brainwashed by the Grammy Award winning artist. I just want everybody to know, my parents and everybody in the world, that I'm totally fine. I'm happy where I'm at and everything is okay with me, she said in a video. After an arrest warrant was issued for felony terroristic threats, Mason turned himself in and was released on a $10,000 bond. In exchange for having his case dismissed, Mason agreed to have no contact with Joycelyn and her family. So, I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised, especially if that's all he got was pretty much a stay away order. Why was it even a federal uh, indictment brought up against James Mason from the start if all he was going to walk away was with the no contact order on Joycelyn or her family? That to me just doesn't make sense. What makes sense to me, and this is just my opinion, I would honestly say that I believe that because R. Kelly has this upcoming trial, nobody, if you have any pending cases, if you're not working with the authorities, then, you know, um, if you're not working with the authorities, then I could see, not really why they would even know. I can't say that. No, I take that back. Scratch that. No. Uh-uh. It's just strange that R. Kelly has his upcoming trial and a lot of people are supposed to be testifying against him, and his managers and former managers and former, assistants and bodyguards and people of this nature is supposed to be testifying against him. And so, again, this is just a little strange that his case is being dismissed, um, with a slap on the wrist, basically. I mean, I don't see why the feds even wasted their time to even pick this case up from the start if that's all they was going to do was, throw it out with a stay away order. It really doesn't make any sense to me. And this is back in, They made it so dramatic, I guess, at the time, of this charge, when this charge had first came out. Suicide Polk County man. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like that's a little strange to me. So let me see.
And hopes for healing. But I'm not sure.
This is the article. But man, oh, okay. So this is it. Okay, hold on.
In a statement she gave us in his behalf, he suggests that he's confident he'll be exonerated and hopes for healing. But I'm not sure we're close to that.
We're looking forward to working with and defending Mr. Mason and the outstanding charges in Henry County. And we're also looking forward to supporting Mr. Robert Kelly throughout any investigations throughout the state of Georgia.
Henry James Mason's attorney says this exclusive photo is Mason in front of his Cobb County house, a free man hours after she escorted him out of the jailhouse in Henry County on a $10,000 bond for a terroristic threats charge.
As his attorney, we believe that he's innocent of terroristic threat.
Ms. McKinnon says the Henry County Sheriff's Office, police, and DA have treated Mason fairly. An incident report says in late May, Timothy Savage reported a phone call from James Mason and that Mr. Mason had threatened to kill him. Quote, I asked Mr. Savage why Mr. Mason had threatened him, and Mr. Savage stated that it was because R. Kelly was holding his daughter. Quote, Mr. Savage stated that Mr. Mason stated, I'm going to do harm to you and your family. When I see you, I'm going to get you. We're omitting an expletive here, kill you. Ms. McKinnon denies Mason made those statements and says she's been in conversation with Gerald Griggs, attorney for Timothy Savage and his wife.
My office, along with Mr. Mason, was coordinating efforts to try to arrange a meeting between the Savages and their daughter in Chicago. And I will say for the record that Mr. and Mrs. Savage declined to have that meeting with their daughter on January the 12th.
A spokesman for Gerald Griggs says the Savages are not willing to meet in Chicago, where R. Kelly has a home, because of the threats they have received from Mason and from another man who has not been charged. But he indicated they would meet in Atlanta or
That was talking about Angelo.
That Mr. Mason has done no wrong with regards to Mr. and Mrs. Savage.
Ms. McKinnon says, as for suggestions Kelly has held anyone against her will, people should remember he's not been criminally charged for that. Now, Griggs says a letter to R. Kelly's lawyer forwarded to us corroborates his position on a Chicago meeting has been consistent. He says the Savages would be willing to meet in Chicago at the state's attorney's office with law enforcement present. Ms. McKinnon says,
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but oh my God. But anyway, that's the back end on James Mason. And he, like I said, was R. Kelly's former manager. He was let go. And then when he walked away, kind of like in exchange of hands came in Don Russell. Okay. So just to kind of, give some content with that. Miss Jeter, I'm not sure of your question or what you mean. I'm not aware of it. So baby girl, drop some pieces over here. Some girl, put some pieces up in the chat. Let us know what you're talking about, honey. But hey, everybody, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you guys always. My day one is in the building. I see you, Sheila. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, I see my. Oh, is that my man up in here? Hold on. Robert Lee. Nah, Robert Lee's in the building, y'all. I see Karen up in here and Miss Gita. I see Fee. I see Nisi Mo. But yes, girl, let us know what you're talking about, Miss Gita. Drop some pieces on us. You said, did you see Kelly? Oh, you talking about Kelly Price? See, y'all be all this abbreviations and stuff. Y'all be working my brain. Y'all be working my brain. But yes, I saw Kelly Price's post, and I did see her comment about I guess the Savages, and then about you know the mother. I was like, okay, Kelly, that's how you feel. That's how she feel, huh? So she came for the right one, but the wrong one. I don't know. Was that by accident? Like anybody know how that got started? Hello, and the chat. It seems to me if you're not charged, cooperating with the letters. Wait, if you're not charged cooperating with the letters, it seems to me if you're not, I don't get that nothing nice. But anyway, yeah. So I guess Jocelyn's official mentioned Kelly Price in a comment, and she tagged her in it, Jade Collection, Savage Collections, and Miss Kelly Price, and was like, for whatever reason, other moms were backstage or in business meetings at the studio. It doesn't give him the right to recruit for his coat. Let's say your mom was backstage with you doing legitimate business moves in the industry. Does that automatically mean you back there not for your talent and just as a groupie? No, it does not. What he did to my family and I is inhumane, and all who knew SB brought to justice along with him, like Kevin Giles, Cheryl Mack, etc., who turn a blind eye. I encourage you to tread lightly. Okay. And so, and like I said, and that came from the savages, and and what's her name? Kelly Price, she clapped back. Shout out to Kelly Price. I mean, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Do I want to hold on? Shouting everybody out and stuff. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Now let me go here and do this. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. So
And threaten me. I'm gonna put you.
okay, here is Kelly
Hey,
Price.
I'm gonna make this really, really quick. And I'm going live because if you're crazy enough to come and threaten me, I'm gonna put you out there. Be really careful about telling me that I need to tread lightly if you're not prepared to back up what you say. Okay? I said what I said, and I can stand behind everything that I said. I was raped as a kid. I was also molested. I would never stand behind someone who is doing the same thing. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. I said what I had to say about R. Kelly. He's in jail right now. I also said that I believe that that's where he belongs because where there's smoke, there's fire. But please, Miss Savage,
Oh, she
you
addressed
threatened
her.
me and you told me I should tread lightly. You don't know
Oh,
me like that.
oh,
You don't know
oh,
me like that.
oh. I
I have
want the
nothing to do
smoke.
with what your family went through. I wasn't around when y'all were around. I will never stand in the corner of a rapist. I will never stand in the corner
So why she don't keep it clear?
of somebody who is violent towards women or children. But it sounds like a hit dog is hollering right now. I never said anything about your family. The statement that I made was about the industry as a culture, and I stand on it. Young girls and women, period, have not been safe in this business because they've been preyed upon.
So what are you
And
saying,
people have
Kelly?
known that girls that want a career, a lot of times, will do whatever is necessary to have one. Unfortunately, sometimes their parents want them to have one so bad that they will facilitate that process. Now, if that wasn't your mama, why are you worried about it?
Uh,
I never said I saw your mama backstage with you. Matter of fact, I actually didn't even say that I saw any, but my exact phrase was, I never saw R. Kelly with underage girls. He never brought them around me. He never did anything like that around me. I said what I said.
All right, well, set the record
Don't
straight.
start something that you can't finish. Because I don't play that. You told me to tread lightly. I'm glad you said it, and I'm glad you said it openly. But if you're not that girl, don't make those kind of threats.
Uh-oh.
You might have to show up on it.
Uh-oh.
I don't think you're ready for that either.
Uh-oh. 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 Is that how Kelly feel? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is it smoke? Is Kelly Price want the smoke? She trying to get her name popping again. R. Kelly is where he's supposed to be. Is she for real? But then in the same breath, he ain't never brought no women around, no underage girls. You ain't never saw none of this. You ain't never saw none of that. But he where he's supposed to be, Kelly Price. Girl, I'm gonna need you to come on now, Kelly. Come on now, Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she is double taking. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. She playing. That's somebody playing with Kels for real, for real. And she talk all that talk. She's something she ought to be ashamed of herself. For real. And what's this other one? She did a whole hour live. She must have talked about him in this live for her to had got at her. What did she say that made her respond like that though, y'all? What was said? Because something transpired, and I see there's a video of Kelly Price talking about celebrating 30 years in the game. You know what I'm saying? And the only one I know got 30 years in the game is R. Kelly. I'm trying to understand. Girl, she fixing her wig all on the camera. Just put that. She is pathetic. You got you have got to be kidding me.
Got my first paid gig in the industry. So I am celebrating a 30-year.
She just got her first paid gig. And then she gonna try to come up off of R. Kelly name. She got to be kidding me.
And so I just wanted to
no clickbait over here, Kelly Price.
I just wanted to jump on.
And then got to have the audacity to carry the man's name, even though that's her own. You know what I'm saying? But come on, Kelly, you got to do better.
This week, 30 years ago, I got a call that changed my life. I got a call to at the last minute, in fact.
I remember, is this what she was? Is Kelly Price? Let me see. She was humongous, right? Was she like a big old Oompa Loompa? If she put on a all blue, would she look like a blueberry? If she wore all purple, would she be a grape? Now we know what's eating Gilbert's grape. I would need Kelly Price to stop. Don't come for Kels, baby. You know, this sector over here, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got it all together. we ain't professional or anything like that. We just what it is, baby. What you see is what you get.
With my other friends who sang with him, and we start rehearsing.
Wait, I think she mentioned R. Kelly. Wait.
Madison Square Garden went into, and an 18-year-old Kelly Price showed up at Madison Square Garden, went into this rehearsal room with my other friends who sang with him, and we start rehearsing George Michael songs. We were going on.
She looked a hot mess 30 years later, though.
Paid performance.
Yes, he working on me for sure. I know he working on me.
This week.
My Lord.
So,
I think I did. You know what, y'all?
It's where I got my start, my very first gig.
I don't know what's going on with this content. Let me try to skip it. It keep liking it and stuff. I'm not trying to give her no like. I'm trying to skip it.
That was my first time working, actually having been hired directly by Mariah.
And so
also she must have said something about R. Kelly.
He asked Stevie to step out of the room for a second. So Stevie stepped out of the room.
This must be the R. Kelly talk. Let me go back.
Absolutely changed the trajectory of my life. This pregnant 18-year-old girl who come from a broken home.
Everybody's broken
because my faith in God was, my grandparents, they did an incredible job of instilling
I gotta
a seed of righteousness. I feel like I can't get away from it. In all of their children, and all of their grandchildren. My life has never been the same since that day. That was 30 years ago. And here I am.
So you're 48?
I almost wasn't here. But here I am.
I'm just calculating.
And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, they do, except for Boosie. Yeah, shout out to little Boosie, man. He the realest in the game, man.
Overseas with Mariah at 6 months pregnant. We went to London to perform for Top of the Pops. Prior to that, I went in and did a session with Mariah for Trey Lorenz's album. Sang on Trey's album, Backgrounds. Took my first trip with Mariah in June of 1992 to London to perform singing. While I was singing this time, Puffy walked in the room. So we're in the room who were all freaking out listening to me sing. And this as yet unnamed group had just gotten signed to Bad Boy. You now know them as one. I want you, babe.
She had to say something about R. Kelly.
When women were not even really being recognized as producers, she stood up and refused to. Not tripping. And he stopped and he said, "No, you need to be singing your own songs." And I'm like, "Mr. Isley, call me Ron." Mr. In my house and in my family, being under that kind of pressure. My mother was the choir director at my grandfather's church.
To give him the whole history. And I'm skipping through it.
Then he hands me the microphone and he says, "Sing." So I close my eyes. I'm sorry. I know better, but I did the church move. I closed my eyes. And I just let it go. By the time I opened my eyes, there was not a person in
Ron Isley.
No rehearsal. I got into Atlanta in enough time to make the sound check with Ronald. So I sound checked with the band and with the. You got to do it because it's Ronald Isley. He said, "Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you. Thank you. You changed my life. You changed the way I believed in myself. You made me understand."
Who is she talking about? I'm trying to.
Really put a lot of trust in me, running the sessions by myself, right? And so he interrupted the session, called the guys out of the booth, and said to the engineer, "Throw on a beat for me." And so I'm trying to read you guys.
Girl.
Comments. I got to keep telling the story, or else I'm going to get caught up. He says to the engineer, "Here, I want you to throw on a beat." And so he looks at me. He says, "So you say you're right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm right." So he said, "Okay." Told the engineer, "Throw a beat on, raw beat. No, not like barely any chords. It's mostly, y'all know, it's hip hop. It's Bad Boy. It's the 90s. So it's very rhythmic, not a lot of music." So I said, "Okay." I grabbed a pen and a piece of paper off of the desk in the control room.
She's talking about the Bad Boy.
Sprinkling some stuff.
She needs to get to the.
And Puffy snatched the pen out of my hand.
To the R. Kelly part of
the
it.
pad out of my hand and said, "No, you're a writer. Right."
Oh my gosh.
My whole insides were shaking. 24 hours later, I called him and he's like, "Hey, can you make it to the studio? I have a session." And I'm like, "Really?" "Yeah, I got a session." So I didn't ask any questions. I was like, "What time do you need me there?" He said, "As soon as you can get there." I'm in Long Island at this point. And he's in Manhattan. So I'm like, "Okay, I'll probably need about."
She's still on Puffy.
It's another incredible song by Horace Brown. But
she had to have spoke on R. Kelly in order for Jonjolin closet.
My discography grew exponentially.
Jonjolin is in the bushes, y'all. She getting thorns and all sorts of stuff, trying to see who Speaking of her,
Fast forward to the end of
or
1996.
on R. Kelly.
I just finished a writing session for Aaliyah,
Okay, here we go.
and
Here we
I was
go.
leaving. I was headed home, and Puff walks in the door at Daddy's house, and he says, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm done. I got everything done. Engineer has everything. I'm gonna check out." And he's like, "No, I need you to stay." And I'm like, "Okay, what you got going on?" He was like, "Isley Brothers." Isley Brothers.
I heard Aaliyah name one time. I just knew that was it.
Okay. All right, when do you need it? He said, "I need it now." He just got in the car, left the hotel, and they're on their way to the studio now. I swear, he always put me in situations
okay, let's skip this.
Mic'd but unseen. Um, yeah, I'm not getting ready to cry on here with you all. Thank you. Thank you, Ronald Isley. I appreciate you so much.
Okay, who else? She had to.
Angela Wembus's bad sister. Back when women were not even.
I don't know. Kelly Price had to say something.
Really being recognized as producers.
Jay Savage better sit up, but down.
She stood up and refused to not be recognized inside of a level of expertise that she absolutely had mastered. Producer extraordinaire. She wasn't just a writer; she was a producer. And so, he said, "I can't do this, Kelly. You have to stay here. You have to do it. I need you to produce these vocals." And so, I'm like, "Okay, Jesus, be with me." Needless to say, so I stayed, and that's how I ended up staying in the session. Ronald Isley stopped the session to ask me, like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are they doing with you? Like, what is somebody working with you? Are you putting out a record?" And I said, "Oh no, no. I'm not recording anything. I'm good. I'm a writer. Um, I'm a writer. I'm a songwriter. I'm writing for everybody right now. I still tour with different artists. I'm moving into producing and
she
so
ain't been on the scene since when? What's the last album? That
That's fine. Writing pays very, very well. I'm good. Like, I'm not tripping. Um, and he stopped and he said, "No, you need to be singing your own songs." And I'm like, "Mr. Isley, call me Ron. Mr. Isley."
I can't with
Mr.
her.
Isley.
I can't.
Yeah, that ended up being a 9-month debate because at the end of that session, we did exchange information.
I can't.
He kept in touch
with
the band and with the singers. And had to go and get dressed and come back in time for the show. So one thing I have to say about being a church girl, about coming from
he always saving these celebrities,
musicians and songwriters.
But anyway, I know something was said.
And she told my mother, "Go get her. She ain't supposed to be in that because I need her here."
I don't have to listen to this all the way through.
I can remember there were times when it was just my mother.
Anyway, she had to have said something. I just don't see her something she said in that 30-year thing. But anyway, her response, as you heard it in the audio from Kelly Price, but on top of that, she did write in the description, "Y'all threatening me now? Don't threaten me because you didn't get the career you wanted. After all, you were willing to do to get one. I'm not the one, sweetie." Okay. And so, you know, some supporters are over there and it's like, "Okay, you ain't telling no lies. Well said, you didn't cuss, you made yourself clear. I respect that." Come on, Kelly. She said, "Don't shake. What you said in that video is very clear, and anybody that misunderstood wanted to misunderstand you." Respect for Kelly Price. Oh, wait a minute. I like this gangster side. Come on, Kelly. Big stepper. But she getting big. Who? Jocelyn is nobody though, but whatever. You got a whole lot of sister behind you. Who the hell is Miss Savage and why she trying to come for Kelly? Um, when people bring the NYC out of you, woo, and ooh, Ms. Price said what she said is that it's the fact that she can't spell tread for me talking about thread lightly, Miss Ma'am. The door. So they over there lighting it up for showing love to her for responding and I guess at least checking Jonjolin. But the things that Kelly Price said that R. Kelly is where he should be, I think that was wrong of her to say that and then in the same sentence say that he has never brought any underage. She has never seen anything of this nature. So again, I would question why would she say the things that she's saying if he's never, let me see if I can hear her say
that they will facilitate that process. Now, if that wasn't your mama, why are you worried about it?
that.
I never said I saw your mama backstage with you.
Now here she
I actually didn't even
speaks.
say that I saw anybody. My exact phrase was, I never saw R. Kelly with underage girls. He never brought them around me. He never did anything like that around me. I said what I said.
And that's what it was. Like she said, R. Kelly ain't never brought no underage girls around her. She ain't never seen no underage girls actually. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that she could have just said from the start. But I'm trying to understand how is you saying all this, but then at the same time you saying he where he should be. I mean, you're contradicting and you ain't making no doggone sense to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? She really not. Let me see if I can go back to when she
I
said.
said what I had to say about R. I was raped as a kid. I was also molested. I would never stand behind someone who is doing the same thing.
But if you know Kels ain't doing this, I don't understand her.
What I said. I said what I had to say about R. Kelly. He's in jail right now. I also said that I believe that that's. I said what I had to say about R. Kelly. He's in jail right now. I also said that I believe that that's where he belongs because where there's smoke, there's fire.
So basically, you're saying you ain't never seen nothing with your two eyes. You ain't never even experienced being around anything derogatory as it comes to the man R. Kelly himself, but yet he where he's supposed to be because where there's smoke, there's fire. What have you heard? Where there's smoke, there's liars. I mean, come on now. Where there's smoke, there is liars. Okay, there and that's the truth. And shout out to Jennifer Bonjean. You know, she actually chimed in on the Cardi B's uh um defamation and lawsuit, you know, and she said lying has consequences. Okay? And that's from Jennifer Bonjean. Lying has consequences. Okay? And I liked it the post and I actually reshared and tweeted the post because uh that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real recognize real, you know? So anytime you're making an excuse for people who's doing something wrong, you ain't real because you just as fake as the excuses you making for them. If there's smoke and fire, there should be proof as well. Exactly. And there's no proof. You know what I'm saying? There's no proof in my Cardi B voice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm Cardi B out. If y'all didn't know, now you know. Okay. I was gonna go to the trial, but I decided to, you know, relax, chill, and continue to get this paper. But I will say it's beautiful to see Cardi humanitarian and support. But it was some funny stuff happening. Anytime, please. I ain't gonna throw no shots. All I'm gonna say is please. All I'm gonna say is please. And God bless you. I hit the lottery. Oh my gosh, she is still upset because she didn't get paid what she thought. Oh my goodness. So you're so right though. If there's smoke, there should definitely be proof. not just the fire, but there should be proof, because you want to see that a fire existed. But ain't nothing but some smoke, and that's it. Ain't no smoking gun. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of mess. So I don't know if you guys heard this about Jennifer. I'm gonna play it for y'all. It's a couple of minutes. Let me play this for you guys in case y'all hadn't heard this. Wait, what happened? Hold on. Let me play this for y'all.
Given all these things, given
This is Jennifer
the
Bonjean
trial,
interview.
given the conviction, given all that happens and that you've shared about Marion, Illinois, the makeup of the jury, the work of the judge or lack thereof, what is your next move?
So my next move is to ask the court, which we've already done, to grant him a new trial. We filed a motion for the court to reconsider its finding of guilt. And to me, that is a motion that, for me, that was a motion that I thought was strong, that should have been granted. And I want to point out, and I missed this point, that the child did testify, and she admitted during her testimony that she didn't even remember this really happening. She admitted that on the stand when she was asked. And
I want to pause that because that is very, very crucial to what I feel is going to be a very critical part of R. Kelly's motion that Jennifer is working very hard behind the scenes to prepare for February the 4th. Okay. I truly believe just that alone, the fact that the witness didn't recall stuff, you know, and they use that testimony to convict, um, is definitely something that should have been overturned because, I mean, the witness is incredible and they're saying they don't recall. So that is all I keep hearing in R. Kelly's trial is I don't recall, I don't recall. And so again, that's just something that sticks out when I hear this audio about a case that she's working on right now as well to have overturned.
And when she was gently asked, do you even remember this happening? And she said, no, not really. She said that twice. Now, that to me should have been game over. This judge should have found him not guilty, and he should have been able to go on with his life. But unfortunately, the state's attorneys got back up, and they're like, oh, you remember this happening, right? And so, a child that can be flipped back and forth obviously is not a reliable source of information. She's a suggestible child who wants to please whoever's asking questions. So, again, it was really an egregious case. And so, but the judge would not reconsider her finding of guilt, and now we're hoping she will reconsider or grant Mr. Blue a new trial, so we can at least have an opportunity of a fair trial where all the evidence comes out and where we can challenge the evidence in a fair setting where the judge isn't considering things that never should have been considered in the first place. And we're waiting for a ruling on that.
And so that's what they're waiting for is, like she said, they want a fair trial. They want a trial where the actual evidence that's going to shape the trial is going to come into trial, not something that is going to benefit the prosecutors for winning when they know something should not even be admitted into trial. So the fact that she goes above and beyond, I mean, her work speaks for itself, and this is what moving in silence looks like, and letting success make the noise. Okay. I really, really have a lot of faith in Jennifer, I'm just excited as everybody else that's waiting patiently for the motion, to come out. So anyway, I'm not gonna keep you guys. I think that's my time for tonight. I just wanted to come on here really, really quickly and just give you guys a quick update on the James Mason case, and then do I did want to elaborate a little bit and shout out to the subscriber in the chat for bringing the attention to me about Kelly Price. Because it was slipping my mind. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome to the channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. To all my day ones, I appreciate you. I love you all. Keep God first in everything that you do. I will be back on another update as more information becomes available in this R. Kelly's case. And shout out to Cardi B for the win. And we'll be discussing that on my next live as well. We're gonna do our own little recap on some things that has occurred this past week on Friday live. And then I know Tasha K is coming out with a response, and I know that Cardi B already dropped her statement, and it's all over the shade room and everywhere else that's reporting on this. So see you guys on the next one. Free R. Kelly's where we yelling, free them all, free Larry Hoover, free R. Kelly. See y'all on the next one. That's my time. Love y'all. Pieces.
Red's not supposed to be green, right? Faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground. And I swear it's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun.